coach doing out there, all harnessed and ready to go?
Oh, just about to leave and pick up those people at the docks.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right.
6 tickets plus exclusive use of the coach.
Where are they going?
Letter doesn't say, just an order to have the coach standing by when the ship docks.
Well, it's kind of high-handed. Who is it?
Dennis D. Mornay.
Let me see that. Denise. Denise de Mornay.
Well, who's she?
Well, Denise de Mornay is one of the world's most distinguished painters. She's the first woman ever to be exhibited in the French Academy.
Exhibited?
Hung.
Hung?
The French Academy is a famous art gallery in Paris. Now, you're going to have to be careful of her. You know what artists are like, particularly French and a woman. She's probably an old bat with a temper like a dingo.
And clothes to match. I'm Denise de Mornay.
Oh, I'm sorry. What can I say?
I would try and laugh it off if I were you, in the hope I might find it disarming.
Well, I think I better apologize first. I am sorry. My name's Christopher Cobb, and this is Dan Ledward. I was just on my way down to pick you up.
We docked earlier. I thought I'd walk. The town's prettier than I imagined.
Where are the others?
What others?
You wrote for 6 tickets.
To ensure I'd be traveling alone. And I'm ready whenever you are, Mr. Cobb.
Dan, check the horses, will you? We're leaving right away. You didn't say where you were going.
Nor will I at the moment.
Well, that's one of the rules of the company.
I just want you to drive, Mr. Cobb.
Sort of a guided tour, huh?
If you like. Only I'll be doing the guiding.
Was there anything in particular you'd like to see?
Yes, a dingo. By the way, what is a dingo?
Well, it's a sort of a kind of a sort of a wild dog.
Thank you.
Mr. Mornay, maybe at least you'll tell me whether this trip is business or pleasure.
That, Mr. Cobb, remains to be seen.
All right, Dan, let's go. Yeah. Figured you wanted to be alone.
Did you think I was being snobbish hiring the coach for myself?
Well, it crossed my mind.
Oh, I'm more practical than that, Mr. Cobb. I was anxious to do some sketches. Other people chattering would have distracted me.
Well, what did?
That. It's motionless and violent at the same time. It would take a Michelangelo to capture that majesty and power on canvas. It made me feel lonely.
Well, it makes me hungry. How'd you like to stop for lunch?
I'd love it.
Good. I've been heading toward a place I think you'll like. It's overpowering, too, but in a quieter sort of way.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
There we are. Hey, look.
Oh, a kangaroo. Do you think we could find a koala bear?
Well, let's have a look. This is certainly koala country. Come on.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
Dan. Denise.
Chris, I wanted to thank you.
What for?
Not asking questions, are we going?
Well, I figured you'd tell me sooner or later.
It was part of my contract. I'll be brought out here on commission by Mr. MacDonald Scott. He wants me to do a portrait of himself and family and a watercolor of the house. He sent me this map with strict instructions not to tell you where we were headed until we'd left.
Me?
Well, your name's mentioned here in the letter, that I was to contact you.
I wonder why all the mystery.
I gather he's something of an eccentric. Can you see it from this map?
Mm-hmm.
Chris, what sort of commission is this that takes us off into the bush following some map that some guy...
Dan, water the horses, will you? You know, you should have been a model instead of a painter.
That speaks volumes for your opinion of my talent.
Well, I think it speaks volumes, all right. Anyway, I've always wanted to own one of your paintings. Would you do one for me?
How do you say it? Coach and five at the spanking pace?
Well, yeah, is that such a bad subject?
Oh, no, there is no such thing. Only bad treatments.
Will you do it?
Do you think you can afford it?
Mm-hmm.
Then you just made yourself a bargain.
All right.
I suppose we should be getting back.
I suppose so.
Chris, I ought to tell you that my fee for... If you'd let me finish the sentence, maybe you wouldn't have done that.
You ought to tell me what.
My fee for a painting.
Hey, look.
So this is a koala bear.
Uh-huh.
It's beautiful.
You know, there's 600 varieties of eucalyptus trees, but only one that these things can live in. They never drink any water, get all the moisture from the leaves.
So cute and fuzzy.
Uh-huh.
500 guineas.
Yeah.
My fee for your painting.
500 guineas?
Well, you should have asked before you settled the bargain.
Well, for an artist, you're a pretty tough businessman.
I learned to be both from my father. As an art dealer, he brought me up with a paintbrush in one hand and the account's ledger in the other.
Well, I guess it looks like I'm committed, huh?
Oh, Chris, you're at the top of your field. I'm at the top of mine. Let's respect each other's value.
Sorry about that. You Mr. Cobb?
That's right.
Name's Murchison. I hope you had a good trip, Mr. Morney.
Thank you. I quite enjoyed it.
Mr. MacDonald Scott asked me to escort you up to the house.
That was kind of him.
Fine.
Chris, that guy in the wagon. I've seen him before somewhere.
Come on, Dan.
Go on.
The men will help you unload. They'll take care of everything. Mr. MacDonald Scott's waiting for you in the drawing room.
Beautiful place.
Mr. Morney and Mr. Christopher Cobb.
Mr. Morney and Mr. Christopher Cobb.
And he was eccentric?
And it seems invisible. But all these things. The Meissen and those chairs at Chippendale and the cabin.
And you're going to be in good company. Look, that's a Rubens. There's a Reynolds.
It's fantastic. An absolute treasure trove out here in the middle of nowhere.
And how delightful to add one more to my collection.
Quicksilver.
Ma chère Mademoiselle de Mornay, enchanté.
Jimmy Quicksilver.
And what a rare treat to find talent matched with such beauty. Chris, charming to see you, as always.
Now, what is this?
What, my dear, I've ordered some tea. Such a dusty trip out from town, isn't it? And do forgive my little parlor trick. Hideously bad-mannered, I know, but one can find out more about one's guests in those first few unobserved
Now, wait a
moments.
minute, Quicksilver.
You've met Mr. MacDonald Scott?
This is not Mr. McDonald Scott. This is Jimmy Quicksilver. He's a bushranger wanted all over Australia.
I prefer the term gentleman bushranger, a sort of latter-day Robin Hood.
With the conspicuous exception that you don't distribute your loot among the poor.
I always find the world's artists far more deserving, don't you agree, Mademoiselle de Monet?
What, is this some joke? Where is Mr. MacDonald Scott?
He doesn't exist. You see, my dear, I thought that if you knew my true vocation, you might be a little squeamish about coming here.
She is, and we're getting out.
Oh, do wait for tea.
Denise?
Just a minute, Chris. One doesn't meet a bushranger every day.
Yes, we are rather rare. Some people might find the fact a blessing.
Mr. Quicksilver, tell me, where do you range?
Oh, my days on the road are over. You see, my dear, I have a young son at school in England. Chris, you remember Martin, don't you? Well, he's fast approaching the age where he needs a father. And so I've decided to sell this house. Milk or lemon, Mademoiselle de Monet?
Lemon, thank you.
Yes, dreary as it may seem, I intend to live in London a life of total respectability. That's why I wanted you to paint this house, so that I shall have a memento of racier days.
Oh, I think that's charming. But you mentioned the portrait of your family.
Oh, yes, you'll meet them later.
There isn't going to be any later. This man's a criminal with a price on his head.
Oh, Chris, you make me sound like a killer. Try the foie gras. It's delicious.
Denise, this is no tea party. Let's go.
I've been brought here to do a job.
Well, I haven't. Are you coming?
Sugar, Mr. Cobb?
2 lumps.
The gardens are beautiful.
Fine. Now I'll introduce the family, and then I'll show you to your rooms. We dine at 8. There now, the family.
Chris, I had me locked up in the...
I wonder if you'd do me a favor. Would you mind sitting in there with Dan for your portrait? After all, you've both played a very important part in my life here. I should hate to think of the old ties being severed altogether.
They're wonderful. A painter's dream, and some of those faces are magnificent.
Yes, I hoped they would appeal. All right, boys. Oh, thank you, Dan. Well, I suggest a short rest before dinner. I'm sure it's been a very tiring day. Oh, Murch, would you show Mr. Cobb to his room? I'm sure the boys are probably anxious to start plotting their escape. I'll see you at dinner.
Chris, you won't. Please be careful.
I think maybe you're the one who should be careful. Come in.
Evening clothes and the lot. Pretty thoughtful of Quicksilver.
Yeah, that's the trouble with him. He's too darn thoughtful.
How the heck do you tie this?
Here.
Chris, we gotta get out of here.
No, not yet. All this activity makes me suspicious. If Jimmy really were going to London, he would have gotten out of the country long before this. Come on over here in the light. I think we just better keep our eyes open. Try to put him off guard. Hold that, will you? Act as though we're enjoying ourselves.
You know, maybe that won't be so difficult. Trouble is, you can't help liking him.
Yeah, which makes him twice as dangerous.
Sounds like Denise thinks so, too.
Derrière chez mon père, il y a un pommier doux, tout doux et mou. Il y a un pommier doux.
I haven't sung that since I was a little child.
It was charming.
Chris, Quicksilver told me you will try to escape. Also that the grounds are patrolled by an armed guard. I think he expected me to pass on the warning.
Denise, for all his charm, Quicksilver's still a wanted man. As you probably know.
Has he ever robbed you?
Yes. I did him a favor once, and he gave it all back.
Well, I think that was nice.
What about the other people he's robbed?
You will try and break out, won't you?
Mm-hmm. As soon as I find out what he's up to.
You will have to leave me. I intend to stay and finish those paintings. For a reason that you don't know. Chris, I desperately need the money. You see, when Father died, I discovered he had sold a number of paintings that weren't, well, as genuine as they might have been.
Forgeries?
Ever since, I've been paying back to people who bought them. With this fee, I can clear myself completely.
Would you let me do it for you?
No, I must do it myself. But thank you, Chris.
Jimmy, the boys want you to settle the final details in Plan Nemesis.
What?
Saturday night. Now, I thought 2 of the boys posted here.
Not now, Murch.
We've only got 3 days to...
See me about it in the morning.
What's the matter with him?
2 things make a man look like that. One's an upset stomach. The other's a woman.
Chris, we've got to stop him. He might get caught. Well, he might.
Well, maybe you were the one to influence him, huh?
Oh, Christopher, tut-tut. So soon after breakfast. But then liver and bacon is always so stimulating, isn't it?
I thought you'd never get here.
Oh, these are beautiful.
Picked with my own fair hands. Oh, it's going to be stunning.
Jimmy, I want a word with you.
Oh, you sound stern, Chris. Your liver wasn't overcooked, was it?
A little more serious than that.
I'm beginning to suspect that you resent my friendship with Mademoiselle de Mornay.
In a way.
You think I'm not good enough for her?
Why don't you tell us what's going to happen Saturday night?
You've been listening at keyholes again.
Jimmy, why? I thought you told me you were going to give up all this nonsense.
One last fling. My pièce de résistance.
Uh-huh. That's what Napoleon said when he came back from Elba.
Your liver was overcooked.
Well, so is your goose. Jimmy, have you ever thought about making restitution for all the stuff you've stolen? I can give you a good reason why you should.
You'd need to.
Your son.
But Chris, I've done all this for him.
Well, if I were a boy that age, I think I'd prefer a father who didn't have to cross the street every time he saw a policeman.
Once I get back to London...
They'll still catch up with you one day.
You're being rather depressing.
Will you do it?
Never make restitution today what you can restitute tomorrow.
The dinner was wonderful, but I could kill you both. Why won't you let me in on the secret?
You'll find out later.
Yes, Chris is going to make a dramatic announcement. And after that, my little surprise... Oh, it's finished?
Yes, I thought I'd have a surprise, too.
She's done a magnificent job, hasn't she?
Oh, but what an understatement. Why, the mind reels in search of a worthy adjective. Oh, thank you, my dear. It's an even better reason for my celebration.
What's the other reason? It's Saturday night. When are you going to tell us?
At the risk of being maddening, wait and see. But I promise you...
Jimmy, what is this?
Do you know how to use this?
What for?
To shoot. Just point it and squeeze. Chris, you'd better have that.
Oh, wait a minute. You didn't say anything about... Jimmy, what are you up to?
This is no time to talk. Select a commanding position and prepare to defend yourselves to the death. You must defend this, too. Dan, the lights. Come on, don't just stand there. If they get in here, we're as good as dead.
Well, I can't just go around shooting people without knowing what it's all about.
They're bushrangers, competition, rivals. Look out, Chris, behind you. Looks as if we're surrounded. We'd better give ourselves up before Denise gets hurt.
Hi, look at this. Take your hands off her. And drop the gun. Drop it!
All right, Merge, that's enough.
How did we do, boss?
Oh, only a triumph, a most professional performance. Now, look, boys, I've been sorting out the loot. If you go into the study, you'll each find a package with your own name on it. Your very own share. Rufus, fix the lights. Oh, and someone bring in the champagne from the dining room.
Champagne! Well!
Blanks. For your benefit.
Very funny.
Oh, didn't you enjoy my little entertainment? Oh, I did hope you would. I did. I was quite beside myself.
Your favorite position.
At least they enjoyed it. They're like children.
Boss, the boys say they haven't had such a good time since we shot up the Opera House.
Champagne.
Now, I want you all to drink a toast. You too, Murch. All right, Chris. Hit them with the glad tidings. Pay attention, boys.
You will. You ought to be the one to tell them.
Oh, no, I should be too embarrassed. No, I insist it was your idea in the first place.
All right. It seems that I convinced Jimmy here that his retirement in England would be more comfortable and enduring without a price on his head.
Jimmy!
Yes, I couldn't stand his nagging any longer.
You know all the stuff that's been shipped to Sydney?
The best part of my ill-gotten fortune.
Well, Jimmy's turning it over to the police in return for a pardon.
Yes, if you'll pardon the expression. Well, what do you say, Murch?
Yeah, sounds like a real good idea. But not for me. Boys! No more blanks, Jimmy. I had a feeling you'd try and pull something like this.
But you've all got your fair share.
Boss, it was all right for you to take the stuff. You earned it, and we like you, and that's fine. But we've got to get tough if you think you're going to handle it.
That's quite an overhand you've got, Denise.
Yes, I thought it was très bien.
Yeah.
Are you hurt?
Oh, I'm all right. Dan, how about you?
Fine.
That was quite a surprise party. What are you going to do with him?
Oh, we'll lock him up for now. This'll give you three a chance to get away. You'll find the front gates open.
What about you?
Oh, I shall slip away into the night as elusive as ever.
Jimmy, I haven't finished the portrait of the family.
No, it doesn't matter about that. Somehow I don't feel quite so sentimental about them anymore. Now, come along. We must hurry and change.
Change?
My dear fellow, you can't travel in evening clothes. Well, thanks, Chris, and bon voyage.
So long, Jimmy. Go ahead, Dan. There's still a question left unanswered, Denise.
I must go back. That business about my father.
When that's cleared up.
You've forgotten something.
What?
My commission to paint the coach and 5 for the spanking pace.
And at a spanking price. You will come back.